Hello, boys and girls. How you doing, ladies and gentlemen? This is yours, the Morning Gardener. I am showing a plant that I am doing a little bit of experiment with right now. I fed this plant four weeks ago, and you can see that it still looks pretty strong. This is grown from human urine. The fertilizer is free. Now I want you to look at the sparkling shininess of the leaves on all of the leaves, and that comes from the fact that this plant is very healthy. This plant is healthy, and it is a type of spinach, um, and it has been fed in about 4 weeks. And that means that the fertilizer that I'm feeding it is adequate enough to give the plant superior growth and health. Now, today it will be fed. Also, I'm adding something else to the soil, which is going to be a little bit of wood ash uh, along with the human urine, and that will tell me that the plant is doing quite well due to the fact that it is hasn't eaten in about 4 weeks. So spinach, very healthy, very shiny leaves, very much so. This is the plant that you saw a few weeks ago, or some weeks ago, about 4 weeks ago, and it is doing quite well. I just love what's really I love about it is how shiny the leaves are, and now the stiffness of the plant is somewhat less because, as I said earlier, it has eaten in about 4 weeks. And let me see something. Very healthy plant, very healthy. Stiff leaves, just loaded with nutrients. I know. I love this plant. I'm going to do this with all of my plants this year, which is feed them urine, human urine, and also wood ash for the most part. And I love it. It's no yellowing. It's no the look at the leaves. I want you to pay attention to the leaves. The leaves are green, dark green, and that tells you that the plant is receiving what it needs uh, to give it the absolute appearance of superior health. Free fertilizer, folks, totally free. Um, and I believe in it, growing healthy plants because you can do it free. You don't have to spend a whole load of money to make certain that your plants look great and are doing fine. These plants I'm running this test on are doing quite well for one reason is because they're getting what they need, getting what they absolutely need. All right. Well, I've been up since last night, and I've been up all night actually, and now I'm going to before I start stumbling around and people start popping into the room because I love it when people visit, but sometimes you kind of get tired of the long drawn out conversations. Just just the person there talking. But I I'm not going to, as I said earlier, I'm not going to start. Hello, thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm not going to be starting my plans real early this year. Um, well, for next year. Not doing that. It's too much work to have a plant sitting in the house and you're feeding and caring for it every day and watering it and feeding it. And I get the same results if I just wait until around March, or and then start getting the plants ready to be planted. I always grow in bulk for the most part. Watermelon plants are going to be done, um, and cantaloupe are going to be done and it will be done in the in March because I'm going to try. My goal this year is to try to grow the most burliest, strongest seedlings, um, and that's going to require me to now. Oh, and by the way, I will be using human urine to grow my seedlings. They will get 1 part human urine to 15 parts water, and that will grow the plants that I need. I've done Miracle Grow. I've done organic fertilizer. I like the results you can get with some of the organic fertilizers. Miracle Grow, we know, is known and its track record for growing plants fast and big. I mean, Miracle Grow is known for that. That's primarily what it's known for. But the results that I got when I compared Miracle Grow with human urine, in my opinion, and I saw it with my own eyes, it surpassed Miracle Grow. It was stronger plants. It was faster growth. It was darker, richer, greener leaves. And I saw it for myself. And I said, oh my God, I do not believe this, that this human urine is outperforming Miracle Grow. Well, Miracle Grow is a chemical-based fertilizer. Um, and it doesn't have everything the plant needs. The urine, human urine, is more balanced for survival of a plant. I mean, it just is, and I've seen the results. This is one of the plants that it shows that the leaves. Look at that. The leaves are so shiny they don't even look real. The leaves are so shiny that they look as though they're wet. They look wet, and they're not wet. It's just the leaves are healthy. The leaves are healthy. So we'll keep that in mind when we're out there gardening. Is that our main focus is to grow the best plants we can possibly grow, um, and you can do that uh, using uh, techniques that nature uses. And nature uses leaves. Nature uses chop and drop. Nature uses all kinds of uh, things that can be added to the soil, whether it be a bird that flew around and died and it hit the ground, and the bird slowly got worked into the ground, and it just is a situation where the plants, um, uh, are doing a lot better. Now, uh, I am, you know, very excited. I can't say that that I am very excited that I will be growing plants that are much healthier using human urine, and then I'll be growing plants that are bigger and better tasting peppers, better tasting tomatoes using human urine. So I'm excited about that, and so I would like to get some of you excited about it because it's just a better deal growing plants that will be superior over using things like Miracle Grow. I looked at the price of Miracle Grow from the time I started using it. It has went up quite a bit, and we always know that organic fertilizers are very expensive, and a lot of that is yard waste from a farm, whether it be chickens or cattle. It's waste material, urine and feces of animals, and and feathers from chickens and that sort of thing. So you're paying an arm and a leg for that stuff, and they don't mind you paying it because they're going to collect their money. So they collected their money on both ends. They collect their money when they sell the animal as meat. And also the animal while it's living, the waste from the animal being its excretions. So think about that for a second. Um, and you can produce a a fertilizer that's a liquid form in the form of human urine that's superior, that grows plants faster, stronger. Um, and the product that you are producing is actually, if you had an opportunity, you went on and you did a Google, and you Googled chemical makeup of human urine. And when you see what's in that, you will say, "Oh my God, I see why the morning gardener." Oh, thank you for the thumbs up. I thank you for uh, giving me this information. Uh, the urine is balanced. The only thing you have to do is make sure that you don't add it to the garden in a pure form. You want to mix it down some. That means simply just thin it out some. You're going to do 1 part human urine to 10 parts water. And if you're doing seedlings, you're going to do 1 part to 15 parts of, human urine. 15 parts water, 1 part. Um, good morning. Good morning. And he says, hello to everyone. Food Flowers Permaculture. You saw me showing off my spinach. I mean, you see how pretty and shiny those leaves are. I just love it. I just love it. And I want the world to know. I want to tell everybody about it. This is just a test plan. This is just a test plan to see how pretty and how fast I can get it to grow. And I love the way that this plant looks. And it's just a plant that's thriving. And when I first started to plant out, it was just a plant that I had out outside, and I said, well, if I feed it, if I do, I do. It's just just open backup plan. And then when I started getting back into human urine, testing it for what it could actually accomplish, uh, I was quite surprised, and I felt good. Good morning. I'm new to your channel. I'm new to the gardening. I have a couple of tomato plants. So eating my tomato. Can you help me know what to do, please? Okay, you're asking me. I don't know what zone you're in, what the temperatures are in your area. Because here, right now, our tomato season is pretty much over. But I'll tell you what I would do. What I would do, and you may or may not like. Oh, you're in okay, zone 9, Florida. What are the temperature? What are the nighttime temperatures like there on average right now? What are the nighttime temperatures like right now where you're located? Okay, I'll wait till you get back to me on that. But in the meantime, okay, lows 60s. Yeah, okay, that's still good. That's still good. Very good. Um, what kind of fertilizer are you using on your tomatoes? What kind of fertilizer? Because what I'm thinking here is what's it, brother? He is gardener special fertilizer. Yeah, yeah, it is human urine. Oh, you are using human urine. Okay, okay. Human urine is good to use. If you had any wood ash around, okay, using human urine. If you had any wood ash around in very small amounts, less than even a quarter of a teaspoon, depending on how many, we say you're just doing 2 tomato plants. A little bit of the wood ash would help because you want to strengthen the leaves and you want to grow more blossoms so that you can, uh, you know, basically have more fruit. Another thing is, what is the pollinators activity in your location? Do you see many bees or butterflies flying around your tomato plant? I replied that before stuff thanks to these a when is around the human vanilla Yeah, makes it smooth. Yes, it is. It is. It is. Okay. See. I see some butterflies. Okay. Uh, a lot of times, if you if you have your tomato plants growing where the blossoms are, and you just walk by and just do this every so often, just do that. Okay. You can move that pollen around, and it can fall on the other blossoms. Um, that helps tomato plants produce more. I've had success doing that. Another thing is, like I said, the if you use straight urine on tomato plants, you're going to grow a lot of leafy growth, but not necessarily a whole lot of fruit. You want to grow blossoms as well. So you add small amounts of wood ash and keep using your human urine. Now, how often are you using the human urine? Okay, wood ash rules. Absolutely, wood ash is if you want root development, if you want blossoms, if you're growing roses, and you want more roses, biochar is a type of ash, but I would definitely try to use small amounts of ash in fact that will help. Um, but use it lightly. Use it very light. But you want to make sure say fish fertilizer is nice. Yeah, fish fertilizer is nice because of the biology of it and as far as the um, nitrogen. As plants love nitrogen, but you want to concentrate your urine, and also wood ash. That's what I would do. That's what I would do because I would cover the whole spectrum with just those two. But what I'm trying to find out is how often are you using? Oh, here it is. Wait, wait. I have only used it twice. Oh, okay. You only use it twice. Um, if you did human urine, uh, if you really want to spark it up, you did your mixture of wood ash with the human urine, and you did it once a week. Because I did this plant here when I'm feeding it. When I'm feeding this plant, and it hasn't eaten in about 4 weeks. All it's been getting is a little rain, and that's it. But the urine is still in the pot because of the type of lip that's here. It saves water, so it's got some remainder of human urine in this pot still. But it will get a nice dosage of human urine, which is 1 part human urine to 10 parts water. And you want to do it once a week, and you will see your tomato plants act different. Will that get rid of the bugs that eat my tomatoes? Will it get rid of the bugs that eat your plants? Absolutely, because what's going to happen is the plant is going to stop sending out that stress signal that it's dying or it's suffering, and the bugs will spend less time eating that plant. Plus, the plant produces a natural deterrent that helps move bugs along. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Get the plant healthy, and that will help you out with the bugs. Get the plant healthy. Once a week with a concoction of 1 part human urine, 10 parts water, add a small amount of wood ash to that mixture, shake it up, shake it up, shake it up, and spray the plants once a week. Don't get overzealous with it and do it more than that. Some people actually do it every 2 weeks. I like once a week because I get faster results. But the first thing you're going to notice within about a day or two is that the plant is going to get real strong. The branches, excuse me, the stems of the tomato plant is going to get real stiff, letting you know something's going on. Okay, let's see. I put fish, kelp, weeds, and comfrey on a 50 gallon. Yeah, yeah, that sounds real good. That sounds real good. There's nothing wrong with that at all. That's a beautiful fertilizer. That's a beautiful fertilizer. Let's see. Compost tea to the max. Absolutely. You put that on plants, you will see plants respond to it. Um, right now, I probably have 20 gallons of organic fertilizer outside now. And all I did was cut my grass, throw some of that in there, throw some weeds in there, filled it up with rainwater, and left it there. And that's just beautiful fertilizer. Beautiful, beautiful fertilizer. And you don't have to pay arm and a leg for it. People are still stuck on that. I mean, they say, I got to go to the box store, got to go to the box store. It's spring. I want to grow some big tomatoes and big cucumbers and sweet tasting strawberries and all that. And then when they look at what the fertilizer they're getting after it's been cooked, it's lost a lot of its ability to fertilize. And then they go water, they do their plants, and it does a good job. It does a fair good job. But when you're using nature's way, which is urine and things like wood ash and that sort of thing, you're actually creating a situation that's going to be just a beautiful thing. Mix, smell, and use water to soak into the ground. Yes, okay, I got you. I got you. My Bible is some bones as well. Okay, use bones as well. Okay, yeah, I already know you know your stuff. I don't seen what you've grown. I've seen you around trees that were so plentiful. I've seen you around gardens that were plentiful. That's what I'm trying to get everyone to get it. When we have these discussions, it's primarily to help everybody. I see people go into beautiful, beautiful um, gardens. And when I watch some of these gardens and these videos, I have a question. My question is in that chat. Okay, I don't understand that question. My question is in the chat. Let's see. Let's see. You are a great teacher, Mom. Oh, stop. I appreciate it. Stop. Only thing, I think I'm okay with the information that I'm giving people because I've already done it. I was that gardener. I made all these mistakes. I was trying everything. I was throwing everything into the wind and hoping that please make something grow. I remember growing a plant I purchased from Walmart. It was a raspberry plant, and I gave it a fertilizer called 10-10-10. And I watered the plant. And the reason why I gave it 10-10-10 is because the plant was growing ever so slow. And I said, what is wrong with what I'm doing? Why is this happening? And then I had to keep going back to the soil, back to the soil. Why is the soil like this? And I discovered that uh, through actually doing it for a number of years, I found that my soil was heavy clay, and a lot of us have heavy clay soil. May not want to admit it, but we have heavy clay soil. Um, and the clay was just wrong. I mean, it here's something that your plant needs. It needs oxygen to get to the roots. It needs to have soil that it can move its roots through. It needs that. And when your soil is heavy and wet and the roots have a difficult time moving about, um, when the roots go out to hunt for food, uh, and they can't get past certain maybe 8-9 inches away from the actual stem of the plant and hunt because of the thick soil you have it in. Um, it's sad because it stunts the plant. It makes it makes your plants, in a sense, suffer because they can't get out to get anything to eat. Okay, I will try to locate it in the chat there. Let's see. You know, I see. I know, folks, that you have been kind to me, so that makes a difference when you give some nature. Yes, you're absolutely right. Absolutely right. But the food forest, I've seen this, and it's interesting to me. It's always been interesting. I had soil that was uh, so heavy in clay that I used to walk on it, and I would walk, and as I walk across my garden, I would get taller. I would get taller because it was sticking to my shoes, and I used to till the heck out of it, and it got worse and worse. And I said, "What is going on here?" And it would crack when I would water my soil, my plants. It would crack on top, and it would create this hard uh, surface on it, was smooth. And I said, "What is going on here?" And I remember seeing that same cracking when a person would be uh, growing in soil that was absolutely had no ability other than to grow weeds. And I said, "Okay, what is going on? Why is my soil like this?" And someone said to me, and he worked in the garden department. He said, "You need to add this to it," and it was called soil conditioner. And I said, "Well, what's in it?" And he said, "Well, there's a lot of good stuff in there. It's all kind of organic stuff in there." So I read the package, and primarily, folks, all it was leaves that were composted. And I said, "Wait a minute, why am I buying this when I could? There's leaves that fall every single year. Every year it falls to the ground and it composts on its own naturally. Nature does it on 100 and I mean millions of years. Nature's been doing this, and so at any rate, I saw this and I said, "Wait a minute." So I go out and I go scavenging around for leaves. And I used to go to people's yard, but the craziest thing I did is go to people's yard at night, and I was taking bags of leaves because one person would stack them all neatly, and they had about 40 bags out there. And I took every last one of them, and I came home and I emptied them out all over the ground. And amazing enough, they didn't blow away. And what I did was um, they're about 3 feet, no, 2.5 feet, uh, as far as density, as far as how high it came from the ground. And I said maybe I overdid it, and I didn't overdo it. But then I tried tilling it all in. I tilled most of it in, um, and I tried to grow something that year, and nothing grew. And so I had another valuable lesson to learn. So you learn if you keep messing up sometimes. And what happened was I had stripped all of the nitrogen out of the ground when I put those leaves on the ground. And I said, wonder why none of these seeds are coming up. None of the seeds would come out. Nothing would really grow. And I was told by the Department of Agriculture once I got in touch with them, and they said, "You're going to have to wait till next year for the nitrogen to come back to the soil." And I said, "Okay." Waited next year, and things grew a little better. But I learned not to do that anymore. So when I got the leaves in the future, I just simply laid it on top of the ground, and I would move them to the side, and I would plant my plants. And when I did that, they did fine. I literally, after about 2 years, had worms everywhere on my soil. And so I said, "Then why are the worms here in the soil as opposed to uh, the way the ground used to be?" And I watched the soil growth change from a brownish color to black. I watched worms laying on top of the ground because there was no room underneath where for them to float around because so many worms were under the ground. And then I started having another problem, which was every time I would shove a shovel in the ground, uh, I would hit worms. And I felt bad about that because I was hitting worms. I mean, big, healthy worms. And what kind of worms they were? They were type of worm that moves real fast. He moves real fast like that when he goes to get away or whatever. And I said, "Wonder what kind of worm this is. These not the worms that are normally my night crawlers and my standard garden variety worm." Uh, uh, and I would go fishing and I would empty the cups of Canadian light crawlers onto my compost pile. And they would survive all winter. They would survive all winter and also, and they started reproducing, and I started having these huge worms in my garden that was so big that sometimes when you move leaves apart away from the where you were working, they were so big they would kind of startle you because they were big worms and they were never there before. So I said, wait a minute, are these the worms that I got uh, uh, the Walmart store? And I would dump those what they call nitro worms in there, the green ones that they feed a green dye, and they dye them and they charge a little extra for them. I was putting them in there, and of course, when they got that out of their system, they weren't green anymore. They were just big, huge Canadian night crawlers. So it was interesting. So the key is the soil. The key is the soil. You get enough organic matter in clay soil, you can correct clay soil, but it is an ongoing thing where you can chop and drop. Because what I do every year is I go out there with that tractor and I ride it over the soil and I cut down all these weeds and grass and everything, and I leave them right there where they are. So I said, wait a minute, this is branches from old uh, uh, trees that are growing on the perimeter of my plant. I mean, my property. I remove branches from them. I remove nice sized branches, and I put those branches around the base of my uh, fruit trees, and I let them sit there and slowly decay. I mean, some of them are that big around when I put them out there and about that long, about 2 feet long. And after about a year or two, you go touch them, they crumble apart. They crumble, folks, apart because they're slowly going into the ground. And that's what they're going at. So my, uh, uh, what we call dwarf fruit trees that had labels on them that say this tree will grow uh, about anywhere from 8 to 10 feet tall. No, sir. Those trees grew up to 22 feet tall because of the soil that they're growing in. So right now, I got one out there, which is a peach tree. That's a dwarf. I got to go hit that. That tree's got to be a good 22, going on 23 feet tall, and it's going to be cut back because I like to have my trees cut back so I can reach in the tree and get what I need to eat. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Morning Gardener Show. I want to thank you very much for tuning in and checking me out. I appreciate each and every one of you. And if you haven't subscribed, remember to subscribe because that way when I put the show up, you'll automatically see it and you'll say, oh, okay, he's great day, folks. I want you to know, I want you to have a good day and go out there and enjoy yourselves and really, hello, and go out there and if you're in a location like I am, it's getting a little cool. Just go out there and think about, what am I going to do with my garden this year? What new plants am I going to grow? Should I purchase my seeds now and not wait for spring? Because I did mine now. You can see all these it's not much in them. It's not much in them. I don't care about there being 10 in one and 12 in the other. These are expensive seeds, and they take like 10 and 12 seeds. So all I want to do is get them started. I want to also thank you, sir. Had a blessed day. Oh, thank you very much. Chris Chris, I think he's new here, and I want to thank him for stopping in, and he should stop in again. He should really stop in again. Um, these are okra seeds, hundreds of okra seeds, grown from 14 seeds last year, folks. 14 seeds. Because I said, I'm not buying any seeds, and I need to make this count. So I grew one plant, and I babied it, and I stayed on it, and thank you. Yeah, and I stayed on them, and when the pods grew, I stripped all of the seeds from them, and they did quite well. They did quite well, and I'm proud of that because I bought those okra seeds 7 years ago at a store called rareseeds.com. And I noticed how expensive redseeds.com seeds were, and I said I don't want to keep doing this. So why can't I grow these? And I found out that one of the easiest seeds to sell or to save is okra. And the easy way to do it is you take one or two plants, you let them grow to maturity, you let the pods grow from this to 12 inches across, or however big they get. And when they start to do this and open up, you want to get to the seeds then because the seeds are right there. And you clip it off with secateurs, and you put them in a bowl, and then you just crinkle them back and forth like that. The okra, they're going to be dry, and they will drop hundreds of seeds. And you will say to yourself, I have okra, and I'll never have to spend on the seeds again. I'll just keep every so often grow some seeds. I say, good tip, morning gardener. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. It's been the morning garden. I got 6 thumbs up this time. I appreciate that. Uh, do me a favor and stop back in again, and remember to subscribe so that way we can get in touch with each other. And you'll see. And if the person who asked me about I believe that was Chris, that asked me about what some information he needed on uh, uh, tomatoes. Try a little bit of wood ash, and it'll help you out a great deal. My questions. Okay. Let's see what we got. All right, wait a minute. Let me see something here. Let me see something here. Peace out from Earthlings. Peace out, Earthlings. Okay. Laugh out loud. Let's see what we got here. See, I'm looking for wisdom. I'm looking for. Okay, let me look up here and see where you are. I want to see what questions you ask. Wisdom. Let's see. I'm in zone 8, and could I do with my Meyer lemon tree and baby grapevine? I also have. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Let's see if I understand you correctly here. You have a Meyer lemon, and you are in zone 8A. Now, is that particular plant? I don't have it right in front of me right now. But a Meyer lemon tree, is that a one that's set? Is it good in zone 7A? Because I know I can't grow that because I'm in zone 7B and it's just too cold. It's just too cold. Let's see. Let's see. Grapevine. Okay, grapevine. Okay, grapevines are pretty much growing a lot of different places. Make sure you fertilize your grapevines, because people sometimes will not fertilize grapevines for some reason. But yeah, make sure you fertilize your grapevines, and they will do well as well. Um, and when you go into the colder or cooler months, and you drop all your leaves, and your grapevine starts to look like it's going dormant, clip off some clippings, stick them in a pot of soil, and grow you some more grapevines. Don't pay for grapevines, folks. Do not pay for grapevines. They're too easy to grow. And then you can also put them out and sell them to your friends or whatever, and family members, and whatever, because grapevines are just a. I love grapevines. I have three different kind of grapes. Yeah, three different kind of one. Oh wait, one, two, three. Yeah, three different varieties of grapes, and I love them. They are a plus in a garden. They are absolutely a sign of royalty when you have grapes. Let's see. So that being said, let me see what else you left. Let's see. You did the grapevine. I said I have posted a question in the live chat. Please locate it and thank you. And let's see, go up here again. I said, hey, this is in my lemon tree and baby grapes. I what's this right here? You got in baby grapes. Let me show you a little trick there to help you get some bigger grapes. Um, when you grow those clusters, and you got one arm or 2 arms or 3 arms or 4 arms, but I don't know how you grow in your grapes. I have multiple arms on mine, but I take off some of the clusters because I much rather have a bigger grape. Um, like if I have 6 clusters of grapes on one arm, I'll take them down to 3 or whatever, and then that helps it to generate a bigger, more quality grape. Let's see. Okay, I think that's it. All right, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Morning Garden Show. I want to put the living under uh, microclimate and cover it with plastic in the wintertime. It does. Yeah, you got to keep an eye on it. Keep an eye on it when you do that because it's definitely you can hold on to it. And a microclimate, I know what he's talking about, putting it close to a wall of a house that can irradiate heat back on this plant and help give it some comfort in those cold months. Okay, and that's been me for the day. I want to thank you all for tuning in. It's the Morning Gardener Show. I've been up since last night, and I had to do this show because I wanted everybody to get some information so that they all set. If you can get your seeds this early part of the year, go ahead and get your seeds. Don't wait until spring and summer for the seeds to be marked up. You want to get them this time of year, and when it's real cold out and people saying, I'm not making any money on these seeds, and they'll start kind of being more flexible with their price. There we go, folks. Just want to show you this one last time. And this plant is named Leo. Leo is a very aggressive plant. Be careful, Leo. Don't just get all crazy on me, man. He wants something to eat. That's what it is. He hasn't eaten in 4 weeks. So he'll get a good dose of human urine and also some, as I said earlier, some wood ash and put him in his place so he can keep growing. This has been the Morning Garden. Remember, keep on growing. This is the Morning Gardener.